What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Meckham Gaming, and I'm excited to say that we finally have some new content for Idle Legend. But today I'm going to go over what those things are, and especially two new characters that we got, and then put them into the advanced toolkit, and then see where they rank up with the rest of the characters that are in game. So first, let's go over the in-game mail to see what was launched. I think the first one was what was fixed, or I guess I would really say it's like a small patch, and then the second one was like a hot fix. I think it was just like some wording or something was a little bit different. But let's just go over this right quick here. So they added an auto array function. So this is when you go into battle, you can change your tune's auto arrange. So you get a choice at the bottom. I'll show that later. They added a new rift section, chapter 12, which I'm not even close to being up there. They adjusted the UI of the hero synergy. It's new, but I really don't like the feature of it. The way it looks is a little bit different. It's a lot longer, so you have to scroll a lot longer. The Reddit community, and then this is probably one of the most interesting things I like the most is the battle logs for the Elite campaign, which so you can see what other characters have used and what team power that they had and the setup that they used to defeat those. I'll definitely be going over that. Just the hot fixes. I guess it was just some wording differences. They said that the abilities are correct. It's just the wordings was different. I'm not gonna go over these. It's a lot of wording. I thought a couple of them. I know I played Works a little bit sometimes, and I could have swore that this was not like this was missing. Then their attack by 15% was missing or something like that in the original one. So for right now, let's go over some of the new things that they had. So this is right here, this little icon right here. I like that it's available in any place where you're going to do a fight, that this icon is available so that you can look at your teams here, and then like if you go into a battle, it is also here, and you can change your teams. So that's really good to have that there, because before we could only change that main screen. So this right here is the auto arrange. So this right here puts them in a grouping in the corner, as you can see here. I think it should go over. See, this is one of those things where they should have a scroll bar so that you would know that there's more and more going over. So this puts people in the blocks of, what is this, 3, 6, 9, and the blocks of 9s in various locations of where the screen where they're going to form up. So from there, so it just mimics the checkerboard with this. So this is good if you just want to just randomly try. If you can't get battle 1, that this is just an easier way to go through, and just like this is a good one just to go in and try and see what happens. And they have different formations. These almost look like little Tetris figures. Like at least the first 3 are like Tetris. Some of the ones I do like, I like something like this. This looks pretty interesting, and I like how they kind of they kind of already know like who should go in the back. So I do run assassins. So I like look, they put the assassins in the back, and then the tanks. I only have like 2 tanks. The tank and the people who do not have long range, they hit up front. So this is very interesting. So this would say right here. So if you look at something like this, that you would imagine that the 2 tanks would be up front, and then the DPS, and then the long range people would be in the back. So this is very, very nice. I like this little upgrade that they did here. That's auto arrange. The rift, I can't get to the rift. Everybody knows where the rifts are. The rift of time. I'm only, as you can only see, I'm only right here. But I haven't been playing it for a little bit. So they added this one right here. This rift 12. Too bad you can't go in there and just see what you get or anything like that. You can only see your current rift, what you're on, and then what you can get out of that one. So there's that. Let's see here. The hero synergy redesign page is right here. Before, I think it was like human and elf used to be on the same line, so they expanded these. So they gave them like their own line. They added two new elf characters, or so these 2 back here. I will be going over them later on in this video. But it's just a redesign and how it looks. Do I necessarily like it? I think less is better. So if more of these were like squished up like this, I think it would be better to have those all squished up. That way you're not scrolling and scrolling and scrolling. So Like this one right here, Giant has like its own. Like that one probably should be towards the bottom. And you see how this one is, I don't know how they have this arranged. It's not by alphabetical order or anything like that. So maybe it's just by how many tunes are in each category. I'm not sure. But I wish that they just would have, like, humans could have been in one line, elf could have been over here. So that would have been one less scroll you had to do. I just like the other way better. So the campaign, this is very good. So it only is applicable to the elite nodes, which are the ones that have the little markings right here. So if you're on one of these, on the sub elite ones, I guess you could say, on your path, that you can't do what I'm about to show you. So if you click on any of these, it'll show you, like, obviously who's the boss, and it'll also go through and show you who has completed it, and then their team power, so you can get a range. So like if I team power was only like 300, I could be like, oh wow, like I definitely need to increase my team. Or if my team was 600, I couldn't pass it, I'm like, oh man, I must have some really bad characters, I must not have a good formation. So who has the lowest? It's here. Lucas has the lowest at 498k for his team. So if we go in here, we get to see exactly what team he used, the bonuses that he gets, and then you even get to replay the strategy, the lineup. I wish you could pause this before and this was grayed out or subdued, so you can actually see what's going on, but you really can't. So you can kind of see. I think he had like a block over here with one character over here, so it looked like that first energy, that first raid synergy thing, where it was a block of 9, then one character over. So that's what that looks like. So you can kind of see, how this team does and how he beat it, and the team power, which is really good. I think that this is one of the beneficial ones. But like I said, it's only on the elite nodes, which are the ones with the little flags on them, I guess you could say. Let's see here. So they did add 2 new characters in this one, and those 2 new characters are right here. Well, actually, let's go to their preview screen, which is a lot better. And I did do a roll from the crystals that I had before, and I did get Danphy. I'm not sure if they were supposed to be called Daphne, but I don't know, because maybe the N is silent. But like, yeah, I was like Danphy or Daphne. I'm just gonna call her Daphne. Just sounds a little bit better. So I did get her in an early one. I'm super excited, but she's only, she's an elite, so she only came out to like a 4. I think she rolls at a 4-star, so she's not nowhere near where I need to be. I need to obviously get like a couple more cards of her, so I can get her up at least to red star, 1 red star. But I think you can see everything. I'm gonna go over all of her stats and everything in the advanced toolkit. But I do like her special, 6-second cooldown, and what it does is it jumps and it attacks and it stuns. And with a 6-second cooldown, that is great. I like how it stuns. This right here, I think, is going to give the elves, which is something that they need, because I was always running Gwalem or other people who would provide a stun, because the less the other team is attacking, the better it is for your team, especially if you can attack and they can't attack. Having a stunnable character that's still of that class is great. So I do like that they did add a stunnable character for the elves. And Sylvain, I do not have. I believe he's right here. He, I think, is he's a druid. I wouldn't know if his ability, if you were going to use him more as a tanking, and I would say either tanking or maybe like a controller type. But there is one thing I do not like. His speed is a 1.8, and what that means. But his ability, I think, is really good, and it has a very long cooldown. So I'm not sure how much utilization you're going to get, because 18 seconds to wait for his ability to go off is quite a long time. So we'll see how that plays out. I don't have him unlocked yet. Just like in the last update, I still didn't even get either one of those 2 craftsmen that they added. But I did get, out of the last 4 characters that they added, I only got 1 out of those last 4. And as you can still see, I'm still missing a few characters. I think Lilith I just recently got to. So this So these two right here, G and Z11, and Boom were the last two characters. You know, bad RNG, still haven't been getting any good rolls on those. Oops. But right now, what I'm going to do is I do have some crystals saved up to go over to the tavern here. And let's see if we can get something good in these summons. Let's go over these single summons right now. It's usually probably just going to be just the 1-star, 2-star characters. But, you know, we're going to see how this goes. So 1-star. Oh, are you serious? Oh, I've been wanting this person for like a very long time. So this is like an excellent pull live here on TV. Oh, this is very good. So let's keep going with the rest of these. What's that?
Where's your speaker for the phone?
Hold on.
I'm sorry. Text me.
Okay. Sorry about that. Let's keep going to the rest of these summons. Okay, just a 1-star, nothing there. So I debate upon doing these. Do I do summon 10 or do I just go to do individual ones? So let's just do the summons 10. And I feel like I always get bad luck with these, but let's just go. I have 27. I can only get one of these, so let's just see what I get. Oh, not good at all. Oh, I do need Iris, but I do need him at a higher one. But like, yeah, sometimes I think it's better to pull a single every single time. But I'm really happy that I did get a new character, Suburbia, which is great. I know with the new synergies, I think that his in the night category is going to be very, very good. I'm super happy to get him. I've been wanting this elite or this legendary for a while now, and I think I only need let's see how many legendaries. So yeah, so Klaus is the only one that I need left. But I think yeah, I'm very happy for that one. Very, very happy. Let's go ahead and get the crystals from that one. Okay, so we're done with this. Let's go into the advanced toolkit and we will see how the two new characters rank up with the other characters that are currently in game. So let's go ahead and switch to that real fast here. Okay, so here we have the advanced toolkit, and if you don't already know what this is, it's free. You can download it. It's a kit. It's a Excel file that I made. It has all the characters in there, the rankings of different things. You can just download it free from and the link is in the description down below. So if you go here to in-game characters, this is where I have all the characters listed. Let me make this a little bit bigger so it's a little bit more viewable for everybody. Let's see here. So you can see here I already have the two new characters that already entered. So Danphy and Sylvain. Yes. They're both epic. They both follow the same scheme. Max level of 240, red stars. Danphy has a power level of 219, a max power level of 219. Sylvain has a 214. If you want to, so let's just go here and see how they rank health-wise. Let's see here. As you can see, Sylvain, so he is ranked 9th total. Of all the characters in the game, he has the 9th highest health in the game. So that pretty much puts him close to a tanking category, and I will explain why a little bit later here. I think I'm just going to go straight across. No, actually, no, I have to go through these all through each of the categories. But reason I say he's a tank just because his physical defense and magical defense are exact same and pretty high on the list for each category. I would say he's probably a good tank or very good off tank. Definitely should be in your front line. Danphy is ranked 21st. So pretty high, but not that high considering there's like over 70 characters in game. So 73 characters in game, and these two characters are ranked 9th and 21st. Let's see here. That's when you go to attack. Oops, other way. Danphy is actually, you can see, more of a DPS character because he ranks up pretty higher. which I would imagine so. Like it would definitely be a DPS character. Is ranked 18th, while Sylvain is kind of ranked way down here, which is what you expect for most tanks to be able to, have higher defense but a lower attack. So he's ranked 48th, and as you can see, he is the ranked pretty much last as far as an epic character, as far as attack power. Very ranked last because like you can see the last one was Benji down here, and the rest are kind of up there. So this is definitely low. I think the other good tank up here is Guilem, and he is ranked 35th compared to 48. So definitely lower. We'll see how the rest of the stats go. So in physical defense between them, they're actually ranked pretty high. Both of them are ranked pretty high. So Dante obviously has a little bit higher physical defense, but really right behind him is Sylvain at 12 and 17, not too bad. But here we go in magical defense. Sylvain stayed up pretty high. I think he was 17 before. Now he's 18. So like I said, he has the exact same number for physical defense and magical defense, which I think makes him should be a tanking class, or definitely a tanking class. I don't think a DPS, a sustained DPS, tanking and controller just because of his ability. Danphy obviously is ranked a little bit lower because he had a higher had a higher DPS. A higher physical defense. I think attack range really doesn't mean much. Okay, so these guys both have 120, so they are straight right. They have to be right next to the character, so that's one square across from each other. So like 300, 420, and 600 are long range characters, but this is where it's going to get interesting. Right here is speed. Let's go for the lowest here. So these are ranking from the fastest characters. You have 2 up here, and then in the second class, I guess you say 1.2, and then the third class is the 1.3s. So as you can see, Danphy is a fast character at 1.3. Is not the fastest character, but definitely fast at 1.3. Whereas the other hand is Sylvain is ranked pretty much at the very lowest speed that you can get, 1.8. I don't know if that's a misprint or if that's what it's supposed to be, but that's super slow for a DPS. But if he's a tank, it really doesn't matter because he's just there to take hits. But 1.8 is very slow, so don't expect a lot of DPS from him. So if you want to look at the next category, which is their DPS ranking amongst all the other tunes in the game. So let's see here. As you can see, Nebbia currently has the highest from DPS ranking with his speed and their attack. And then if you go down to your Danphy, which is not too bad, ranked number 15th in the game so far as a newly added character. I think the last 2 characters that were added, here's Boom right here, so he's definitely higher than Boom. And I'm not sure, and GN right here is definitely higher than, so the last 2 characters, Danphy is more of a DPS character than the last 2, but I mean that's just raw DPS, so it doesn't account any buffs or anything like that, any synergies. But if you look down here, Sylvain is ranked 53rd in the game, which is still like the lowest ranking of any of the epic characters. Pretty low. Definitely very, very low. But it's just based upon his attack and definitely based upon his speed. So that is really mostly the driving factor of how much DPS you can do, is how much DPS you can do and how fast you can do it. So that is why he is ranking super low in that. So let's go to the next category, which is base stats. This is ranked from the lowest. So what this is the base stats. The base stats are health, attack, physical defense, and magical defense. And how they rank with these 4 combined together gives me an average number of how they rank against the other characters. And as you can see, both these characters' base stats are ranked pretty high up in the list, 15th and 18th. I think those last 2 characters that were added were a little bit lower. So GN was ranked 46th, and I forget where the other character. GN was ranked 46th. Maybe the other character is a little bit higher. But this is where these 2, Boom is right here, right below. So as you can see, these 2 characters are ranked base stat-wise better than the other 2 characters. Okay, overall, takes into consideration the DPS too. So this is the base stats and their overall ranking for DPS combined. Danfi is ranked 13th and Sylvain 19th. So as you can see, these are very, very good characters. I mean, there's a couple of ties in here, but let's just go ahead and count it as just ranked 13th. It's probably like tied for 6th or 7th, but we're just gonna say 13th right now. As you can see, this is a tie. That's like a 4-way tie. I mean, so just because the character has good base stats, their DPS rating may bring them higher, or they might have a really good DPS rating, but their base stats might bring them lower. So this is just an average, so you get an overall feel of how good a character is. And as you can see, that these two are very good at 13th and 19th. So not very bad characters that they just introduced. So very good if you can get those two characters. I happen to be lucky and get one of them, one of the two, and hopefully I'll be able to get the rest of them. Like I only just recently just got the new legendary for me today. Both of them are elves. Danfi is a knight, and then Sylvain is a druid. Let's see here. Oh, the other. I thought this was 16. Did they change that? Because I could have sworn I wrote this before. Maybe it was 16. I thought it was 18 before. But as you can see, the skill levels are go up to 12. The cooldown for Danfi for that stun is 6 seconds. I'm not sure how fast she's going to regenerate her energy to keep using this down. Maybe you might have to give her a artifact so that she can regenerate her energy faster, so she can keep getting her stun off faster. But this right here is a super long cooldown. Like anything over 15 seconds, especially over 10 seconds, it is kind of long. But you know, there's probably a reason why that happens. Depending on how you're playing the game, and then you know, like, so you're gonna have all your DPS people do their things first, and then you're going to have all the counters to those, and this is definitely one of the counters to those. So like a counter would be like all the DPS people would do their things, and then you would have your healer come in and heal after that, because if your healer heals before they do their big moves, then you could be healing upon, you know, like if your characters are just taking normal damage and you're only at 80%, and they come in and do their special and he takes you down to 40%, you definitely want to have the healer come in and heal after that and not before. So Sylvain is probably a counter to that, the 16 seconds. So you'll have probably even after the healers go, because that is like one of the longest ones that you can see here. Actually, I'm just gonna show you. Yeah, so like it's definitely like super long to get this cooldown off. So that's that. I hope you guys like this video. I think that's it. Oh, I also wanted to say that that today was also the release of the new Crystal Defense, which is an event. Thank you, Joy Hen, for giving us another event. Finally, something that we can do in game. I haven't gone through this yet, but as you can see, some of my guildmates have already gone through and started some of this. I've been reading some of the Discord messages, and also, so like I'm in Checkmate, the guild Checkmate. I'll also link our Discord down there and down below. We have some very knowledgeable people in our guild who know a lot about the game, who have some really good characters, fully maxed out. There's insane power levels, and just know how to build teams. And I've been definitely getting a lot of information from them. But I'll link both of those below. Thank you for watching this video, and comment, subscribe,